I introduce to you Vance Gilbert.
Thank you so much. Thank you so very much for being here. I'd like to thank the NERFA powers that be for this keynote spot and for thinking of me. I'm grateful to know so many of you and to be part of your journey. We're sure in this together, and we're all learning. And for those of you who don't know me, it's never too late. You just wait. While I'm at it, let's recognize veterans. It is Veterans Day. There's a lot of war out there, and I wish it wasn't that way. That's a whole other debate, and I don't want to run too late. Just my chance to say thank you. Any veterans out there? Okay, just a round of applause for them, thanks. In these days of division and historic revision of all that's around us, you might ask yourself questions like, what the hell am I doing with this English degree in a world where you can get all your music for free? Where I strap on a 6-string and press a CD. Here I come, look out world, kumbaya, whoop-de-dee. Well, I have some suggestions, ideas, and opinions that won't come as groundbreaking or particularly scale-tipping, but it's coming from me, and I'm big on this scene. Like a barnacle's big in shipping, in international shipping. Let me ask the whole group, who here headed to college and majored in music? Science? Economics? How many of you call this a second career? How many of you come just for the music you hear? Well, a lot of us come, and you really can't blame us, with our voices and guitars and our hopes to be famous. Ed Sheeran, John Mayer, Bonnie Raitt, and Jewel, they started out acoustic before rock and roll ruled them. Look, I'm not here to question your motives or dreams, or maybe just a little, because you know how it seems. All your aggregate skills and audience thrills, and here you just trying to pay your damn bills. You want to make your million with a folk music song? You better start with 2 million and hope the hell they all sing along. And yes, singing along is a folk music tradition, along with baking brownies for the show in the Unitarian church kitchen. Kumbaya, said the singer, with a banjo on their knee. Kumbaya, said the audience. All together, 1, 2, 3. Oh, my folk community, my loving, well-intentioned folk community, my character-filled, incredibly skilled folk community. You're my family, and we're bound by story and sound. Even when you say, you can stay on my couch. Will you tune my ukulele? Were you trying to sleep? Oh, yes, we always get up this early. You'll be sharing his room, and we hope that's all right. He's been teething, so never mind how he screams through the night. Why's your nose so drippy and your eyelids so fat? Oh, I guess we should have told you that we had a cat. Oh, we combine the money from your CDs and the show. We can take a wild guess if you really need to know. Can I send you a check for the rest of your merch? Can you get up at 6 to play for our church? When you said no dairy, did you mean both milk and cream? 'Cause lactose intolerance sounds so racist and mean. And my favorite, when I asked if a soup was vegetarian, the response made me weep. You won't hit no chicken if you don't dip too deep. Oh, my folk community, my loving, well-intentioned folk community, my character-filled, incredibly skilled, strong-willed folk community. You're my family, and we're bound by story and sound. You laugh at my banter and playing, and you love when I sing. You give me a place to do all these things. You're always there to witness my story, and that's the most important part, because one day the voice will be creaky and broken, but the story in the song lives forever and ever. And I'm forever grateful. I love how you rail at the unfair, the evil, the hateful. You pay good money for my whole catalog. And some of you out there actually handed me money for a private party to help save my dog. And I'll never forget that. Oh, my folk community, my loving, well-intentioned folk community, my character-filled, incredibly skilled, love-instilled folk community. You're my family, and we're bound by story and by sound. Even when community means folks' wide reservoir comes up with some college-trained white boy or girl with an acoustic guitar. Community that rolls their eyes and says, gracious, I hope he doesn't rap. I gravitated to this music to get away from that crap. Well, too bad, folk community, if you expected Arlo or Woody. Count yourself damn lucky I ain't wearing gold rings and a hoodie. Community like that coffee house where I joked about being black, that actually booed me and surely won't be having me back. And these were old liberals, too blind to see that I was the only chip chirping in their 1960s kumbaya cookie. I guess they figured if you exist long enough as part of the problem, you simply outlast it. Like I should be over and done with and gone past it, just because you have. No wonder he's in office. It couldn't be clearer. Never mind your damn brownies. You better get a damn mirror. Then again, maybe the booing I received on that night means that rather than insulting somebody, I'm getting something right. No, people don't tend to cheer when you challenge perception. Hurry, look at me, hooray, now I'm thinking differently. That's not going to happen. Oh, my folk community, my loving, well-intentioned folk community, my character-filled, incredibly skilled, love-instilled, ready to rebuild folk community. You're still my family, and we're bound by story and sound. And tell me, where would we be? Where would the lot of us be without folk radio like WUMB and WFUV as you drive from Maine to New Jersey down I-95? There's so many community stations, far many for me to mention. I know you have your bottom line, with staying alive being your greatest intention. But remember, when you hire consultants that claim for survival, you must play Blondie or Creedence Clearwater Revival. When your board of directors is making you nervous, you gently remind them who it is that you service. Your new artist spotlight is bread that you cast on your water of listeners, but they'll spin the dial past the left side of the radio when hits and repeat playlists get even the new artists pissed, or you only play them around 2 or 3 a.m. Remember, they're listeners too. But I really couldn't guess how many CDs assault you each week on the PD's desk and follow-up calls from Biff and song lines and independent artists that hope you hear their special sound bending your ear. Your phone is forever ringing, but I know this. We rank you higher than you might suspect. We thank you. So tell me, house concerts hosts and folk club managers, how's the new season looking? Have you stretched folk parameters with the new acts that you're booking? I hear you. There's too much to do, not enough audience to go around, and you throw up your hands and say your numbers are down. Well, I say get some new blood on your management team and find out new artists on this wide folk scene. And I hope they don't get mad and their feelings don't get hurt, but stop hiring me and Ellis Paul and Susan Werner. Christ, we're older than dirt. And you folk festivals, get ethnic for God's sake and take a wild-ass chance. Add some samba and kamiko to your night of folk dance. I've tried, you say, but the people won't come. Do it anyway for your audience, because, come on, them people ain't dumb. It's your folk community responsibility to teach something new to them. It'll be far less obtrusive if you get them in the habit of being more artistically inclusive. And to you small theater managers with your small theater blues, tell the owner and board of directors your fantastic news of your sold-out show, even though you set up chairs in the vestibule, on the green room, or they sat on the stairs, right on the stage. What can they say when the town says they like that fact that you hosted a kick-ass high school open mic? Indeed, what can they say when that's 20 kids less smoking cigarettes outside the CVS? Tell them to get the hell out. Yeah, that's a full house sellout. And as for opening acts, I'm a tremendous fan. I wouldn't be who or where I am if it wasn't for some folk club that took a big chance on this proud, brash performer. That's an obvious rhyme. I'm not doing that. So be brave, folk programmer. Front that singer-songwriter with a Celtic fiddler, or a local rapper, or a Native American storyteller. They may not be your audience's absolute cup of tea, but look at the teaching you did that evening. Sure, they'll come to be entertained, but they'll smell your well-rounded enthusiasm all the same, and probably get some on them. They'll be driving home and say, what a great feel in that house. And we got this CD that's out of our wheelhouse. And now on their shelf, next to 20 great Russian marches or Handel's Ameto, sits 15 Ray Charles hits arranged for the banjo. Isn't that what you want with your house concert? Or is it just an excuse for you to make some dessert, chicken wings, spinach salad, and quiche? They'll thank you later for dragging them out of their niche. Oh, and artists, this doesn't get you off the hook. Do your damn homework. Give everything a second or third look. Do everything you can to keep live music alive. Derivative is okay, but look, we already have a Lake Street dive. For example, when you think of a protest song, isn't it always getting about folks to get... For example, when you think of a protest song, is it all about getting folks to sing along to some galvanizing chorus arm in arm as one united voice? Or is it a story you tell of a woman who had no choice but to work in a factory or marry a man she doesn't love to save the one she does? Or a little of all the above? My point is, you're armed with words and guitar, and most importantly, that stage is all yours for at least that song. So sing that song, be it the King of Rome or What's Going On. Whatever the genre be, open up iTunes and learn the chords to Saigon Bride, Mercy, Mercy Me, Strange Fruit, Go Down Moses, Fortunate Son, Joe Hill. No need to be dulcet or have monster skill, ukulele, guitar, it don't matter, you'll kill. Or write your own protest story, in prose if you must. Let the poetry come later. Learn to trust your self-conscious. Hey, singer-songwriter, by the way, stop rhyming for God's sakes. It does not rule the day. All right, don't do as I do, just do as I say. Yes, the songs you are singing are the signs of the times, and you have a responsibility to address them in kind. Folk music can be historically shameless and act like it's blameless, rampant with sexual assault, misogyny rule, male indiscretion, like that's something new. When every other ballad from 2 centuries past has a knight or some prince or some pain in the ass forcing himself on some maiden so fair, and with all of his money and horses and charms, still ends up with her diving off some cliff with a baby in her arms. That kind of coercion by white men of wealth who couldn't keep their hands or their dicks to themselves is nothing new. You can bet your life with it. Traditional folk music is rife with it. But hey, look, fellas, I'm no different here. When the blame's passed around, I get no free pass just because I'm brown. However, I might learn a little bit quicker because I too have been down. I've been called out too for boy-centric stuff I've said, and it hurts like the war. But my job is to be bigger than I was the day before and treat my sister better and teach 100 more sons. Learning is hard, but it doesn't stink like stupid. It's your chance to think and in turn teach others to change. There's your damn community. What's your legacy? What will you leave behind? Does your music stand and fight or quietly change people's minds? There's room for all approaches, varied as notes on a staff. Some will take your legs from beneath you. Some will make you pee when you laugh. So when you go up to these showcases and you stay up all night, remember, every song is a weapon if you sing it right. Every stage is a pulpit. Every microphone a gun. Every banjo is a... Let me go back to the stage pulpit thing. I should have stuck it. Woody Guthrie proclaimed once that he'd never write a song that brought a man down, but he either lied or was wrong. Because he and Gil Scott-Heron, Pete Seeger, Nina Simone, Georgia Sea Island singers, Hugh Masekela, Bob Dylan, Peter Mulvey, Miriam Makeba, Holly Near, Johnny Clegg, Francis James Childs, David Roth, Joan Baez, John McCutcheon, Joe Jenks, Ani, or that 1933 Black Texas chain gang from the Library of Congress recorded on a tired cassette that I could discard and just download, but I ain't quite ready to part with yet. Every writer name anonymous who is more often a woman than not, to Eminem freestyling in a goddamn high-rise parking lot. No disrespect to Woody and all, but sometimes you gotta sing to make the big man fall. Oh, this ledger is unending, and there's many I've missed. Well, look at that. There's space for you to add your name on that list. And all the folk money and all the folk fame and community don't mean a damn thing if you've got something to say, but you don't bother to sing. Sing. Yeah, you voted, so what now? It didn't get the job done. You want to bring folks together? Then find a way to lift all of your voices as one. Sing, damn it, sing. Thank you very much.